Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are gonna talk about ribbon lettering. I personally feel that ribbon lettering is one of the most fun and satisfying lettering styles to create and watch because who can resist the dancey and happy swirls of a ribbon? I first tried ribbon lettering in October last year, and initially when I started, I did struggle with two things. One of them being as basic as not being able to figure out if my ribbon would turn at certain points of the alphabet. Not the obvious ones, but there are a few tricky turns. And the second thing that I struggled with was making these turns look more realistic, more ribbon-like, more three-dimensional, if you know what I mean. In today's video, we'll go to the very basics and try to address these problems and more to try and make ribbon lettering easier for you. I am Neha from Artpreneur. I share tips and tricks about easy to create art. And today we are talking about ribbon lettering. Before we start with ribbon lettering basics, let us take an actual ribbon and see what it is that we are trying to imitate. Now, when we look at the ribbon, we see that the thickness of the ribbon is even throughout, which means the rules of calligraphy will not apply here. The thickness of upstrokes and downstrokes will not vary. The thickness of the ribbon will only depend upon the angle at which you're looking at it or the angle at which it is being twisted. So at certain angles, you may not see the entire thickness of the ribbon. Now let us see what happens when you fold the ribbon. Now if you look closely, the folded portion that has come on top creates a shadow on the back side of the ribbon. This is the effect that we try to mimic to give our ribbon lettering a more realistic look. Also, because this is an actual ribbon, you can see the difference between the two layers, which is also something we try to incorporate in our lettering. And our goal is to be able to mimic the beauty of these swirls in our lettering. Now that we have seen the effect that we are trying to mimic, let us start by creating the basic strokes of calligraphy using the ribbon lettering style. I will take each stroke and first draw it in the same way as I would in brush calligraphy, and then I will draw the same stroke using the ribbon lettering style. You'll notice that in case of ribbon lettering, the thickness of my upstrokes and downstrokes remain the same. Now comes the part where we actually create the ribbon effect. To do so, we will essentially divide our stroke into two parts, one which represents the front side of the ribbon and the other that represents the back side of the ribbon, because we have folded the ribbon at the bottom. The part that I am highlighting right now is the one that I'll be treating as the front side of the ribbon, and the other one is the back side of the ribbon. In order to create a beautiful ribbon effect and also to make it easier for you to distinguish between the front side and the back side of the ribbon, I'm gonna color the front side of the ribbon with a dark solid color, and then I'm gonna color the back side using a blend of two lighter shades of the same color. Now, if you look closely, our stroke does look like a ribbon that has been folded at the bottom, but it does look a little bit flat or two-dimensional. To remedy this, I'm gonna highlight the part where we transition from the front side to the back side using a white gel pen. If you look at an actual ribbon that has been folded, you will see that there is a blank space between the two layers of the ribbon. Adding this white outline is giving definition to that blank space, thus adding more substance to our ribbon and giving it a more realistic look. Using the same technique, we are now going to see what our other strokes are going to look like. Now one thing to note about the compound curve is it has been folded twice, right? So each time we fold, the side that's up is gonna change. So first we have the inner side up, then we have the outer side up, and now with the last upstroke we again have the inner side up. In this case the outer side is dark green, so we can see that our inner side is up twice. Alright, so there are two things I want to mention here. First being that any oval is gonna have two folds, right? And the rule that we have been following up till this point is that whenever we fold the ribbon, the side that was earlier towards the front goes towards the back and vice versa. So now what I've done here is, if you look at the top fold, I've kept the darker side towards the front, and if you look at the bottom fold, I've kept it towards the back. This is not the most logical representation of an oval using a ribbon, but it works. I have done the same thing for the reverse oval as well, even though the concept of reverse oval does not really exist in ribbon lettering because the upstroke and the downstroke are of the same thickness. But if you do want to create that distinction, you can do so by changing the side which you choose to treat as your upper side of the ribbon, like I have done. So I've kept the darker side towards the right in the reverse oval, and in the normal oval I've kept it towards the left. The darker side becomes your thicker side of the stroke basically. Obviously this is only gonna work if you choose to represent the two sides of your ribbon using two different colors or two different shades of the same color, which I recommend because it makes your transitions or folds look more realistic because of the effect of light and shade that is created. Another way of creating an oval is by keeping one side towards the front on both the folds. Always use two different colors or shades to accentuate the ribbon style. As you can see in the example here, if you use a single color, the folds of the ribbon are not gonna get highlighted as much and you're not gonna get the intended result. So what you can do is, like me, if you want to use a single color, you can highlight one side of the ribbon by using repetitive strokes of the same color so that at least you're able to create that distinction of that ribbon having two sides. Now this second tip, even though I've mentioned always, is not mandatory, but adding these small details just adds more substance to your letters and makes them look more realistic. Usually I prefer using 3 different colors or 3 different shades of the same color to create this effect. So what I do is I use the darkest and the lightest color to represent 2 different sides of the ribbon, and the intermediate color I use to add shadows. Another thing I like to do, which I've mentioned earlier in the video as well, is to highlight the folds using a white pen. This white highlight is to imitate the fact that in reality when you fold a ribbon, there are 2 separate layers that overlap each other and there is some space between them. Now, one amazing thing about ribbon lettering is you do not necessarily require brush pens to be able to create ribbon letters. For the purpose of demonstrating the same, I'll first draw a ribbon using the brush pen, and then I'll show you how you can create this ribbon using a pencil. Now our aim is to create similar folds as have been created by the strokes of a brush pen. So I will start by adding some thickness to the stroke. One thing to remember is I'll stop each time I encounter a turn and I'll resume adding this thickness to the next part of the stroke in the same direction. So for instance, my overturn is a compound stroke. It consists of multiple upstrokes and downstrokes. So if I've added thickness to the right of one stroke, then I'll continue doing the same to all the other strokes of the overturn. Similarly, if I would have added some thickness to the left of the first stroke, I would have continued doing the same for all the other strokes in the overturn as well. That's all for today's video. I'll leave you with a few of my lettering pieces to give you an idea of the kind of layouts you can create using ribbon lettering. To check out more of my work, you can visit my Instagram profile. I've linked it in the description box below. Next week, we'll be talking about alphabet formation using ribbon lettering. Until next week, stay safe, take care, bye bye.